Hello, beautiful soul. I'm so glad you're here. I'm grateful you have chosen to spend these few quiet moments with me. As we begin this new month together, I've been thinking a lot about emotional safety. It's a phrase we hear more often now, but I don't know that many of us were ever taught what it actually feels like. Maybe you've spent years believing that emotional safety would arrive when life finally became easier, when that relationship improved, when the children settled down, when the finances felt secure, when you finally healed enough. I know I used to think that. I believed that one day, if I could just fix enough things around me, I'd finally feel safe inside. But life has a gentle way of teaching us something different. Because even when circumstances improve, our hearts can still carry the memories of living in survival. Our nervous systems remember, our bodies remember, our hearts remember, and sometimes we continue preparing for storms that have already passed. Not because we're broken, but because we've been trying to protect ourselves for a very long time. If you've ever noticed yourself waiting for the next difficult thing to happen, if you've ever struggled to relax even when everything seems okay, if you've ever felt guilty for resting because part of you believes you should always be prepared, I want you to know you're not alone. There is nothing strange about that. It's often what happens when we've spent years learning to survive. Our bodies become incredibly good at protection. But here's something I've been learning. God rarely builds safety the way we expect him to. We often hope he'll begin by changing everything around us. Instead, he quietly begins changing what happens within us. I've noticed that throughout Scripture, God doesn't usually rush people. He walks with them, he meets them, he stays with them. When Elijah was exhausted, God didn't begin with correction. He gave him rest. He gave him food. He gave him quiet. Only then did he speak. And I think that's so beautiful because it reminds me that God's gentleness isn't weakness, it's wisdom. He understands that hearts heal best when they feel safe enough to receive love. Perhaps that's true for us too. Maybe emotional safety doesn't begin the day life becomes perfect. Maybe it begins the first time we stop abandoning ourselves, the first time we notice we're overwhelmed, and instead of criticizing ourselves, we offer compassion. The first time we admit we're tired without apologizing for it. The first time we choose rest without believing we have to earn it. Those moments may seem small, but they're not small to your nervous system. Every time you stay with yourself instead of against yourself, you're teaching your heart something new. You're teaching it that home is no longer somewhere outside of you. Home is becoming the way you gently care for yourself. And I think that's one of the most beautiful ways God works. Not through force, not through shame, not through perfection, not through invitation. An invitation to come closer, to breathe, to trust, to receive, to remember that we were never meant to carry everything alone. This month, we're exploring emotional safety together, not as another goal to achieve, but as a relationship we slowly build with ourselves and with God. One kind thought at a time, one honest prayer at a time, one gentle choice at a time. So today, I'd love to leave you with one simple invitation. The next time you notice yourself becoming overwhelmed, before you rush to fix it, pause for a moment. Place a hand over your heart if that feels comfortable. Take one slow breath. Then ask yourself, what would kindness sound like right now? Not what criticism say, not what fear would say. What would kindness say? Sometimes the answer is incredibly simple. You're doing the best you can. You don't have to have all the answers today. God is here with you. Those words may not change your circumstances immediately, but they begin changing the place from which you meet them. And I believe that's where emotional safety quietly begins. It's also why Sacred Return exists, not to help women become someone new, but to create spaces where they can remember who they've always been beneath survival. A woman worthy of kindness, a woman worthy of rest, a woman deeply loved by God. If today's conversation spoke to your heart, I'd love to invite you to continue this journey through Unwind and Align. It's a gentle place where reflection, encouragement, and supportive resources are waiting whenever you're ready. There is no pressure, only an open door. Before we close, I'd love to leave you with these words from Scripture. The Lord is compassionate and gracious, slow to anger, abounding in love. Psalms 103:8. I love this verse because it reminds me that if this is how God meets us, perhaps we can begin learning to meet ourselves the same way, with compassion, with patience, with love. Thank you for sharing these quiet moments with me today. Until the next time, be gentle with your heart. Trust the pace of what is becoming, and remember, you are safe to arrive here exactly as you are. With love always.